All right, we're joined by head coach Paul Mills and Kenyon Giles. Coach will make an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, I mean, really physical game. Obviously, a lot of free throws and had opportunities there. You take the 9-point lead. They switch to the zone. We're able to get a little traction out of it. We had a poor turnover there, and then after making a bucket, Will ends up getting a dunk in the 2-3 zone. They go to the box and one. We're able to get KG, be able to run him off a stagger after he curls around after setting a screen, and he was able to get a look there. He gets fouled, but they were basically like, and we've seen this script before, they were, let's see if anybody else can make shots and do some other things. And, there's some shots around the rim that we could get, but I just thought it was more defensive breakdowns than anything else. You got to control the controllables. And so you have a game-defining play where KG's got, down two, got a chance to get to the rim, and, you give tip of the hat to Cam for chasing that down, coming up with it. I was just hoping we could get the jump ball because I knew we had the arrow, and I thought that was kind of the game-defining play. But you play 3 games here in the Bahamas, and all of them are 2-possession losses. So we're anxious to get back to Wichita and to fix some things, simply because this is going to be a script moving forward on what you do to us in order to tackle the problems that KG presents.
And we talked a lot yesterday about the care factor, needing that to increase. What's your take on how it was this game?
Yeah, I thought the fight was better. We came out, and I do think the fight was better. Disappointed that they had the 11-0 boards at the half, or 9-0 boards, and it turned around and led to 8-0 advantage. We switched that there in the second half, but some of that was just execution, clean looks offensively more than anything. But I did think that there was legit fight from our guys, and that was we had a bad half here. I mean, we played 6 halves of basketball. We played one bad half. We weren't great in any of them, but we did play one bad half yesterday. And again, that wasn't because players aren't turning around and trying.
And you mentioned yesterday too, you felt like the defense, especially that first half, they were playing through you guys, not a lot of resistance. Second half, after you guys take that 9-point lead, I think they made like 13 of their next 17 shots. Did you get the same feeling, or is it just a result of them just making tough shots, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, it's you turn around, that's Grant Newell making threes. Those shots were over the top. They weren't at the rim. There was a Tegan Moore is a heck of a player. There was a drive by Mike on the left side, but I thought the shots at the rim, I thought it was more perimeter shots going over us. And, we had to change our coverage on Grant after he made his third there in the second half. But I thought that was them making shots, especially there in the second half late. That was over the top. That wasn't through us.
No team wants to end up in this game and lose it and go home without a win. So, how do you hold these guys accountable? And obviously you guys came here to kind of make a statement, and going home 0-3, just what's the message to the team after that?
Yeah, I mean, you get back to Wichita, you get better. I think that's what November is. It's a growth month, and you got 12 new guys, and you come in, and we've got to be able to counter what people are doing defensively, but we've got a long ways to go defensively as well. We were able to switch the second chance points. We had 0 at the half, finish 11-10. 11-10 us on second chance points, so we had some opportunities. But, again, I think that during the long season that players kind of understand that winning is in the details, and the details require discipline. And there's just some discipline issues. It's us trying to fight through a basketball that we can't actually get to, and you allow 12 to kind of get a cleaner look. So, and he's a really good shot maker. So I think you go back and you fix those little things that you can kind of control. But again, I mean, if we'd have come in here and got beat by a lot, I'd be concerned. I mean, what we have are fixable issues.
KG, kind of the same stuff. Talked after yesterday's game about wanting to show what you guys can do to come out and lose again. Just I know it's disappointing, but just what's your thoughts? Just overall on this tournament, and just what do you guys kind of the message in the locker room? How do you guys regroup from this after going 0-3?
Pretty much understand like what Coach said. Winning is in the details. So get back to Wichita, win or loss, like win or lose. We still got to go back to Wichita and go get better. So that's really the main focus. So we got to learn from these 3 losses. Especially 2 possession games and all that. So we just never want the problem to be fighting. And I feel like this game it wasn't because of fighting. It was just because of the details. So we got to go back to Wichita and work on those.
And take me through that fast break where eyes in front. Game time bucket potentially there. What do you feel? I mean, it looked like it could have been a foul, crazy loose ball. Just take me through like what you saw on that play. What did you feel like?
Thought I could beat the big going down to the rim, but he was kind of there. So I should have just picked it up. Number 3 made a great play, got the smack behind, and I don't know if it was a jump ball or a foul, but he didn't give up on the play and made a great play on the ball.
And then, Coach, you said like feel like the mistakes are fixable. So coming away from this, it's not super disappointing. Like, what's I guess your take? I mean, it feels like the things that are happening right now that are preventing you from winning. Those things are fixable at least. That I guess just what's your kind of feelings coming away from that?
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously disappointed that you lose. Like, you're not here to do that. But, I mean, you don't believe in guys when you're winning and then not believe in them when you lose. Like, we understood this whole process of coming in during the month of November of finding a way to get better. And so you go back, you fix the things. I think a lot of the guys that we've played, specifically some of the guys that have only really played a year or two, we had Brian who turned around and gave us quality minutes, 13 minutes, and you have Jarrett, you have Dre. So you have a number of guys who just don't have a great deal of library of knowledge. And you go back, you help those guys, and then from an execution standpoint, these are the things that we need to do when this is occurring on the floor. So we need to find a way to help them all. But corporately, we need to find a way to be better from an execution standpoint and secure more rebounds. And again, I mean, players aren't missing layups on purpose. I thought KB's one, thought E-Man made an excellent feed. And then our big issues have been defending without fouling. That's something that has to get a lot better. They just had, I believe they had 12 free throws at the half. They finished the game with 23, so we were a little better there in the second half. But defending without fouling, and then we go through these lapses execution-wise. And so those are all things we can get back and address.
And last one, just KG, just from like a player perspective, obviously like the coaches, they're there to kind of guide you through it, but the players, you guys you're the ones that have to turn it around on the court. What are some things like as like a leader, some things that you're saying, when it feels like the walls are coming in, like what do you guys do to get through this time and get to the other side?
I mean, the biggest thing is staying together. Like win or loss, like we have to get better no matter what. This is a long year. We're going to remember this tournament, but this is a great moment for us to learn. Like we got to be better. So staying together is really the biggest thing that we're trying to preach because it's a long year. We can't let these 3 losses, be the reason for another 2 losses. So we can't let them string together. So we got to get back to Wichita, like Coach said, and just get back to work. That's what we're just saying. Let's get back to Wichita, get back to work. Like, because obviously what we're doing is not enough. So we got to keep learning and keep learning.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Recording